We've got you inside the factory of your most favorite grape juice drink, and you will be surprised to see how do they make it. Let me be clear, I can't bet if that's a good surprise. Or... Anyways, let's find out. Before the mechanical harvest begins, the vineyard must be properly prepared. This involves ensuring that the grapevines are healthy and that the grapes are ripe. Grapes are usually harvested when they reach the peak of ripeness. For black grapes, this means they should be deep purple and have a sweet, full flavor. These farmers are all set to find out if it's the time. Some people want to stick with their old-school methods, which are equally respected because they have rational explanation to that. These people like to harvest the delicate fruits manually so they could safely get the ripened one and leave what's rotten. But for modern and quick ways, these mechanical harvesters equipped with sensors and technology also help determine the right stage of ripeness. So they come along and take the stage to eat up those vines along with the debris and neatly expose the grapes free of it inside the separate collecting drums. And trust me, they're designed to handle the bulk and delicate fruits with delicacy, so no fruit bit get ruined in the process. When grapes first arrive at the factory, they come in big trailers. The first thing that happens is unloading these grapes onto a conveyor belt. This belt will move the grapes to a sorting area, where workers carefully look through them. They remove any unwanted stuff like leaves, sticks, or damaged grapes. Seems like they're gonna need some extra help while sorting. Anyways, they just look for the debris. Desteming will still be done through machines. That's what a modern automation looks like. Once the initial sorting is completed, the conveyor belts move the sorted grapes to further cleaning and destemming machines. The grapes are gently transported through these machines, where they are subjected to certain rollers and air jets that blow away any remaining leaves, twigs, or small bits of debris. As soon as the grapes are washed, they are gathered into those huge and wide containers. This is exactly what I was talking about, the very unique, old, and effective stomping process. Also known as pressing, is one of the oldest methods used to extract juice from grapes. In the traditional method, workers or winemakers use their feet to stomp on the grapes. Though the process seems fun to them, someone here is really enjoying. After stomping by feet, now to finish it off, they use those wooden tools to mash the grapes a little bit more for quality processing. The must is now poured into the cylindrical sieves to separate the juice from rest of the pulp by using large pipes. The juice is gathered in these large tanks while the remaining solid parts known as pomace are left behind in the sieves and can be used for other purposes like compost. Nothing will go waste here. Check out that fresh grape juice. If it's good to go, the tanks connected to the filling station is left to release the juice directly into the hoppers. One by one, every bottle gets the perfect amount of juice and are sealed immediately to lock the natural and mouth-bursting flavors. Here, automatic capping machines place and secure the screw caps on each bottle. Hey, I really want you to give me the feedback of this process. Did you enjoy it? Do let me know through your comments. Mushrooms. I never got that much excited before. The reason is simple. I love mushrooms, and I have never seen its bulk processing before. Let's just cut to the chase. Mushroom cultivation starts when the compost arrives at the grower's farm. First, the compost is loaded into a mushroom tunnel and spread smoothly. Casing, essential for mushroom formation, is also loaded into the tunnel and applied as a 5 centimeter layer on the compost surface, which is smoothed using a conveyor belt. Next, the peat gets a little ruffle to kickstart growth, followed by a good watering. Here, they keep the temperature at a cozy 25 degrees by continuous watering between flushes. When you see tiny mushroom pins, it's a sign that success is near. Soon enough, the mushrooms start popping up, like stars twinkling in the night sky. Okay, nothing to exaggerate about, but they are so fluffy and beautiful, it's a real treat to see. Mushrooms are carefully hand-picked to ensure they remain undamaged and high quality. Workers then visually inspect the harvested mushrooms, trim any unwanted parts, and sort them by size and quality. Human hands ensure careful handling, detailed inspections, and final touches, while machinery brings efficiency, consistency, and speed to the process. Let's store those mushrooms in some cold place before some mechanical magic. It now cuts the remaining mushrooms in bulk and completely clears out the compost. Check out that super satisfying sight of how those brilliant machines are cutting the mushroom heads from the bedding as if it's a piece of cake. Well, for them. Automated systems assist by transporting the mushrooms via conveyor belts to different processing stations. This combination of human hands and robotic machines guarantees that the mushrooms reaching the market are of the highest quality, fresh, and ready to be enjoyed. The expert labor handles the storage of packaged mushrooms, placing them in cold storage to maintain freshness. Eventually, the compost worn out and is removed by advanced machinery. Afterward, the mushroom tunnel is thoroughly cleaned with water, making sure it's all set for another round. If you're looking to manage your weight, mushrooms can be a great addition to your meals. They have a lot of immune-boosting properties and greater amount of vitamin D, making pretty rich meals every time. Now, the packaging is gonna open, and the mushrooms are moved via a conveyor belt to the next process. The machines carefully place freshly cleaned mushrooms into small buckets, ensuring each bucket is filled evenly. These buckets travel smoothly on a conveyor belt to the wrapping station where they receive label stickers for identification. Mushrooms are often hailed as a culinary treasure, adding a unique flavor and texture to a variety of dishes. They have a rich, earthy flavor that enhances many dishes, from soups and stews to salads and pizzas. Once the packed mushrooms safely arrive at their destination, they're unloaded into large containers that companies deal with according to their needs, to avoid overcrowding. Considering making everything for everyone very seriously, these companies take a bunch of fresh mushroom stock to give you the most irresistible transition of your life. The washed and cleaned mushrooms are transferred on the continuous belts, so they would take them to the batter and breading stations. First, they are heavily coated with the rich battery sauce, which will give them the unique taste and makes the flavored breadcrumbs sticks perfectly. Check that smooth and continuous process that seems almost impossible thanks to these modern automated systems. Here comes the freshly fried crispy mushrooms. They are literally the best treat for mushroom lovers, juicy and intact from inside, while perfectly crispier from outside. Oh no, it's making me order my favorite tomato soup, topped with grilled mushrooms. Time to make some pickles. Their umami taste, which is often described as savory or meaty, makes them a popular choice for both vegetarians and meat eaters alike. These crunchy, savory treats have become a staple in many restaurants and home kitchens. Loved for their addictive taste and satisfying crunch, none other than those crispier onion rings. The sweetness of the onion contrasts beautifully with the savory and crunchy batter, creating a taste experience that's hard to resist. I really want to know what you guys love to watch in our upcoming videos. Please drop the comments, we would love to hear you. Ever wondered how Domino's or other real-life starring pizza companies manage to deliver consistently delicious pizzas across the globe? Obviously, they've managed to get the best pizza automation to constantly hand over the same divine taste and food quality. Combining the master chef's skills, machine automation, and a little bit of pure love, Domino's gives you heavenly experience around the globe. OMG, that oven-hot pizza is literally the most irresistible thing ever and an ultimate torture to my diet. Alright, if you've become a pizza chef for a day to gear up for a big pizza party, what will be your first step? Probably make up your mind because it's clearly not easy to make a bunch of pizzas at a time. So skip all the hassle and look at this superb automation where the dough is all set to rise and then punch down all through machines, so they can be made to perfection for freezing purposes. You just grab, bake, and enjoy your pizza party. Cutting to the chase, let us show you the forever satisfactory way of shaping the dough balls. At this stage, just like any normal dough, the machines also need to add some dry flour to keep them in their true form and structure. Once the dough balls are ready to place inside their dedicated pans, they are kept for some time to rise again, which is commonly called bench proofing. This unique dough spreading machine uses robots to pick and flatten dough with precision. Robots ensure consistent portions, while the machine flattens the dough evenly, enhancing efficiency and speed. You know, those advanced robotic machines can handle and produce between 100,000 pizzas each day in a comparatively bigger facility. After the dough is flattened, it rests for 30 minutes to proof. This step allows the dough to rise a bit, improving its texture and taste. Proofing activates the yeast, creating tiny air pockets that make the dough light and fluffy, perfect for a great pizza crust. Next, the dough is baked for 2 minutes. Now comes the beast, the sauce depositing robots. These sensors detect where the dough is, ensuring sauce is evenly spread only where needed. This one's my favorite part: cheese and lots of cheese. Cheese and toppings are now being added with robotic system precision. The process includes toppings being automatically added with precision, ensuring each pizza is perfectly garnished, whether it's pepperoni, mushrooms, or other veggies. Take a deep breath to watch this premium fresh pizza sauce being deposited neatly and perfectly onto the pizza doughs. Any excess ingredients are neatly collected through belts into containers, because minimizing the waste has been the top code. At this stage, the pizzas are moved towards the freezers, because science works every time. Using a little bit of science, we understood that this step is crucial for maintaining the freshness and quality of the pizzas. Robots carefully wrap each pizza to protect its quality. After wrapping, more robots systematically box up the bunch of pizzas. It's their signature way of using modern technology to bring gourmet pizzas to your table with care and precision. As my buddies seem a bit interested in pizza automation, let us show you one of the millionth ways of making pizzas in factories. Every company owns their own unique style, so does machinery. Check out this unique way of automatically kneading and flattening the pizza dough before the machine can run onto it for further magic. As you can see, the roller drums with exact pizza shaping molds smoothly shape the round pizza dough, while the unnecessary dough sheet is collected back through belts for further kneading and then reused to make more pizza. This one is super amazing, as it clearly doesn't waste any drop of the sauce, and the toppings and sauces are added to the exact amount that's needed. The saucy marinated mixture of toppings is giving a heads up to the flavorful and yummy pizza we have ever tried. And the supreme touch of cheese is a must. What makes this pizza-making factory stand out is its focus on abundant meat chunks, catering specifically to meat lovers. Stop imagining and watch these pizzas getting covered with only meat and cheese. A perfect palatable combo. These are the very sugar-coated cookies that typically involve the amazing procedure of dipping cookies in a sugar syrup mixture right after baking. This special coating adds sweetness, enhances texture, and often gives the cookies a glossy finish. It's a common technique used to add a bit of extra sweetness and shine to the cookies, enhancing their appeal and flavor. If you have a sweet tooth, sugar syrup-coated cookies are a delightful pick. Remember those colorful ice pops we all loved as kids? We were all so in love with these ultimate summer treats bursting with vibrant colors and fruity flavors. The world has changed a lot. Now look at this entire colorful ice popsicle automation, handling the bundles and even delicate ice pops like a child's play. To be very honest, as a grown-up, I'm still into these ice pops more than ice creams. Talking about green apples, they're natural gems for your healthy lifestyle. They help in digestion, magic sprinkles for your skin, weight loss, and a powerhouse for antioxidants. A general rule of thumb is to pick green apples before they reach full ripeness. So these farmer friends clearly know when it is the right time to harvest apples at the peak of their flavor, crispness, and quality. The next step is to load all those apples, and for that purpose they use their special skills to secure the treasure. Once harvested, all those carefully picked apples are brought to the factories, or you can say the special unit lines, to begin the major processes. This initial cleaning step typically involves submerging the apples in a water bath or passing them through a series of spray nozzles or water steams. Now that the apples pass through the clean but gentle brush rollers, they make sure the apples are dirt-free. It's time for a final wash that will perfectly clean the apples and make them ready for unlimited usages. That's the clean water with no chemicals or food-grade detergents. Just look at their shine. These apples are all cleaned and detected for quality check purposes. This army of robotic arms individually picks up each apple and loads them towards different stations. This ensures that the apples safely reach their destination without any bruises. Let's talk about those apples that are specially directed to the chopping units, where numerous industrial fruit peelers remove the outer skin and core, while the rest of the flesh is placed on a separate conveyor belt. They undergo another round of washing. After manual quality checks, these apples are ready to be chopped. They are sent towards the giant industrial chopper for further processing. Let's take a closer look at the chopping process, and it's wow! See how these apples are chopped with such great speed and precision. All in the same shape and dimensions, Anything that doesn't match these shapes will fall through the sieve below, so we're left with a pile of equally chopped green apples. Once they arrive in the factories, the apples undergo a thorough manual check and washing procedures to ensure they're free from any dirt or impurities. The stalk of apples falls right into the crusher to the belt press. As they are sent through industrial crushing and squeezing machines, they make sure the thick mixture would leave the pure juice behind in separate containers. Clean, shiny bottles are being placed onto the belt exactly in the right position. You know its natural fiber content helps promote healthy digestion and keeps things moving smoothly. Also, its high water content makes it a perfect choice to sip on throughout the day. Whether you're heading to your work or lounging under the sun, it's time to tighten those caps so the freshness and that apple juice's love kinda of flavor remain secure inside the bottle. Finally, the rich liquid is ready to be sent out into the world where you live. Story of every useful apple cider vinegar begins with the apple orchards, where the main ingredient grows, flourishes, and fully ripens. The selection of apples is crucial, as the variety and quality directly affect the flavor, acidity, and overall quality of the vinegar. To produce this, manufacturers often use a blend of different types of apples. And that's clearly the reason why we are watching the colorful party of apples on our screens. Rolling up my sleeves, because now it's time to get down to the real business of turning those crispy apples into pure liquid gold. This process is called milling and pressing. It's the heart and soul of apple cider vinegar production. This liquid is going to be the vinegar when it is sent for fermentation that will develop the crispiness, complexity, and tartness only top-notch cider vinegars have. Let me tell you that apple cider vinegar emerges as a natural solution for those seeking to maintain stable blood sugar levels naturally. If you enjoy watching our videos, keep motivating us by hitting that like button. Minced meat, also known as ground meat, has been a culinary staple for centuries. Not only ancients, we even use it in unlimited dishes and enjoy eating that juicy, spicy, and delicious meat. Do you know why? Because the ratio of lean meat to fat in minced meat greatly affects its flavor and texture. I literally don't have to say much about those super fluffy and sweet and yummy snacks, as the majority of us are already in love with these beauties. I really want to know what's your alternative sweet snack, you lovely people. Welcome to the peachy paradise of canned peaches. Canned peaches have a rich history that dates back centuries. The process of canning fruits like peaches began in the early 19th century as a way to preserve their freshness and flavor. Well, that was pretty thoughtful, and the reason we can enjoy delicious, effortless, and off-season peaches anytime, anywhere. Canned peaches can last for years on the shelf, making them a convenient and versatile pantry staple. All these peach halves stop for a manual quick check and then sliced with the help of modern cutters, so the cans can easily support a handsome amount of peaches. They have superb taste and numerous health benefits. One serving of canned peaches provides a healthy dose of vitamin C and dietary fiber, making them a smart choice for maintaining overall health. From breakfast to dessert, There are countless ways to incorporate canned peaches into your favorite recipes. Just cut the crap on how bread is going to be baked in factories. We all know that process, dudes. Let me tell you something really interesting that I heard a few days back. Some call it a myth, but some really believe this. So I heard that in some cultures, the way a loaf of bread cracks while baking is believed to predict the future. I was really amazed when I heard it, and I literally tried to crack some clues, but I think it's not my job to do. It's called bread divination, and bakers have been using it for centuries to obtain insights into everything from love life to financial success. If that's true, what's the first thing you would want to know above all? That's a wrap for today, but our flavorful journey isn't over yet. If you want to watch more videos like these, you can find us here. These juicy gems are grown under the sun, picked at their peak, and will get ready in a bit to delight your taste buds with its unforgettable flavor. Just stick around and we will run you through the mesmerizing process of harvesting millions of these delicious tomatoes. Tomatoes are delicate little miracles of nature, which seem to get ruined if we touch them firmly. But I wonder how huge harvesting scoops up those perfectly ripe tomatoes without ruining a single piece. And the icing on the cake is, these machines eat up the entire crop of tomatoes, containing leaves, twigs, tomatoes, and all. But you must be wondering how on earth it is releasing only the red juicy tomatoes out of that stuff. Not even the green tomatoes can be seen in the containers, so let me show you a little science working in here. As they roll along, they gobble up whole plants, while inside there's a cool sorting system that uses high-pressured air to blow away the leaves and twigs from a separate chamber back in the fields. So first the leaves are thrown back from where they belong, and now comes the ripened and unripe tomatoes. Here's the visual proof of what I just said, how an air blower separates the two incomparable tomato types. Once the containers filled with ripe tomatoes reach the factories, a little scoop of the millions of them are little tested and sorted to run their special unloading system. Yes, a lot of water is poured through the huge pipes straight into the containers for easy and bruise-free tomatoes transferring. It's because water gently moves the tomatoes towards the dedicated areas without damaging them. This way, the tomatoes stay fresh and intact as they make their way through the factory. Plus, it helps rinse off any loose dirt right from the start. Here they are, kept for less than an hour to cool them a little bit before running them through any process. Next up, the tomatoes get collected again to transfer them directly inside the units through a safe and really interesting system. This system is even more active than you being on Instagram, because if any green tomatoes is trying to sneak through it, it immediately detects, collects, and transfers it onto another running belt, probably back to the fields. Through their unique underground system, the tomatoes are transported for further and real processing. But first, they get a thorough wash. It gets rid of any leftover dirt, pesticides, or residues that might still be hanging around. Round for these manual detectors. Apologies. I mean, these beautiful ladies fixated their eyes on every passing tomato, so no unwanted stuff or even rotten tomatoes can pass through. After the final wash, tomatoes get exposed to steaming right after washing. You may ask why steaming? Because it's the ultimate hack for loosening up those stubborn tomato skins. This would make peeling them super easy without messing up the juicy insides. Plus, the steam kills any lingering bacteria, so the tomatoes are totally clean and safe for processing. After steaming, the tomatoes are way easier to handle. Their skins just slide off, which is crucial for making that smooth, delicious tomato paste we all love. These machines have a super important job, getting rid of the unwanted tomato skins, because the skin can be tough and doesn't blend well into sauces and pastes. This step ensures the quality and texture are on point, using only the best tomatoes for your favorite sauces and recipes. Peeled and cleaned tomatoes are passed through. These workers carefully check peeled tomatoes to make sure they're perfect before they're packed and processed, both. They look closely to see if there's any skin left on the tomatoes after they've been peeled. Top-notch tomatoes are going to make it into these containers for quick and safe packaging, as they act as strong shields against light and air, which may quickly ruin tomato quality if exposed directly. After tomatoes are peeled and packed, the rest are directed to large slicing and chopping machines. These machines quickly chop them into small, juicy chunks before they are processed into tomato paste. Chopping them first simplifies the process of transforming them into smooth tomato paste later on. It's about breaking down a complex task into manageable steps. This ensures a consistent texture for sauces and toppings like pasta and pizza. Now a bunch of modern detectors make sure only the best tomato chunks pass the test. The tomatoes are all set for grinding, so they head straight for beefy commercial grinders to create a thick tomato paste. This process involves both grinding and sterilizing, which ensures the paste is safe and flavorful. It takes a bit of time to get the perfect texture, but it's worth it for that rich tomato taste in several dishes. Before it hits the shelves, experts grab a batch of the tomato paste they've whipped up to run it through some serious tests. They make some cuisines with it to see how it holds up in action. Once it gets their stamp of approval, it's good to go for packaging. Nowadays, you know the packaging of all kinds is easily handled with the help of robotic systems. So does the tomato paste packaging. Glass jars will be used here because they are durable and non-reactive to the acidic nature of tomato paste. They make sure every jar keeps the tomato paste fresh and tasty. It's a modern way to make sure your tomato paste is ready to make your meals delicious and easy. Bounty bars are irresistible to coconut lovers. Each bite is a delightful combination of sweet, chewy coconut, coated in smooth and rich milk chocolate. I don't know about you whether you enjoy them as a snack or dessert, But Bounty bars never fail to satisfy cravings with their rich blend of coconut goodness and mouth-watering chocolate coating.